Is what it do. It's your boy Supreme Uchiha the God, and today I want to talk about Saitama. I want to talk about Fubuki, and I want to talk about the tornado herself. You know what I'm saying? So, today's gonna be kind of an interesting video because um, Fubuki and why can't I think of her name? This is insane. Fubuki and Tatsumaki and Saitama have an interesting relationship. Obviously I finished the fight. Spoiler alert: I finished the fight between Saitama and Tatsumaki. Really good fight. I think it lasted maybe one too many chapters, but it was fine. Obviously Murata does his thing. He slays with the art always, never flopping, never slipping, never. You know what I'm saying? Ola's A1 credit. But it got me thinking about the relationship between them. Now we know that Fubuki has spent a lot more time with Saitama than Tatsumaki has. And we know that Tatsumaki seems kind of attracted to Saitama because he's the only person that puts her in his place. You know what I'm saying? But we also have a little bit of a thing here that we tend to forget. In the OVA, when Demon Cyborg Genos lost his memory, he was head over heels when it came to Fubuki. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's something there. I think that tells us that Genos is attracted to Fubuki, but obviously he's super self-controlled and self-centered, and not self-centered, but like he's well-centered. So he really pays attention to just his revenge and being strong and stuff like that. But I actually think him and Fubuki work better because him and Fubuki are younger, and then Saitama and Tatsumaki are older. So I think it makes most sense, story-wise, narrative-wise, that Tatsumaki goes with Saitama because Saitama makes her feel normal. You know what I'm saying? I think she feels like she has to walk on eggshells sometimes around everybody else and everything else, but with Saitama she can let loose and go all out without worrying about hurting him. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the reasons she got rid of Fubuki's team, because she just didn't have, she said, I can't pay attention in fighting somebody strong and trying to protect every single person in here. Same thing with the Monster Association. Protecting all the damn heroes is the only reason she got injured, and the only reason she then got defeated easier by Awakened Garo. Because if she didn't have to protect every single superhero there, then she would have annihilated them, like Psychos and all of them, easy. We saw the second she freed them, and she was already, after taking hella damage, she crushed them with ease. So she doesn't really get to let loose, and she's still kind of injured even in this fight. She's not 100% fully recovered yet. And she just wanted to let loose, and she actually thought that like she wouldn't really get loose, but Saitama just took everything in his stride naturally because it doesn't really hurt him. But Saitama even was impressed that when he wasn't trying to get lifted, she could still lift him off the ground. And obviously, I think that they seem to have more of that kind of dynamic, while I think Fubuki has more of like an admiration of Saitama because he found out how strong Saitama is and wants Saitama to join her team so that, her team can be stronger. But obviously then you got Genos, and I think him being so rage and anger, I don't think it makes sense for him to end up with Tatsumaku, who's also rage and anger. You know what I'm saying? She's also full of rage and anger. While Saitama is usually chill, but occasionally he cracks. You know what I'm saying? Little cracks formulate throughout the story. If you see, even when he was talking to what's his name? Garo. When he was talking to Garo and they were fighting, there was a time he was like, I could just punch the whole damn planet off and destroy it. Like he gets like that. Sometimes it's like a darkness that pops out of him. So I think him being super nonchalant 99% of the time and then being like that the other time goes well with Tatsumaki being angry all the time and then super cute some of the time. You know what I'm saying? So I think they balance each other out better. And then with Fubuki is more outgoing, a bit fun, you know what I'm saying? And not as serious, you know what I'm saying? Like Tatsumaki is super serious and Genos is already super serious. So I think it wouldn't make sense for Tatsumaki and Genos So I think that I think Genos then fits well with Fubuki as a result. So I'm playing matchmaker here. But I'm trying to explain the narrative reasons why I think if a relationship was to occur between these characters, how it would narratively make more sense for it to go. You know what I'm saying? If we look at these characters, the actual characters, I think we can see that it'd make more sense for Tatsumaki to end up with Saitama rather than Fubuki. Now, I know a lot of people ship Fubuki and Saitama because, again, they were introduced together kind of first. She seeks him out for advice, for help. She sees how strong he is and values him. Now, she doesn't seek out Genos, so you're thinking, well, then Genos must not be, you know what I'm saying? But she's not friends with Genos, you know what I'm saying? Because Genos isn't friends with anybody apart from Saitama. He's not even friends with King, really. You know what I'm saying? Saitama's friends with King. Genos respects King and I don't want to say tolerate, but would only hang out with King because of Saitama, right? Same as Bang. Like Genos isn't really friends with Bang, but Bang is friends with Saitama, you know what I'm saying? And through Saitama, Genos is connected because Saitama and Dr. Crescento, the doctor, are Genos's link to humanity. You know what I'm saying? Though the only things keeping him from just exploding and going out there and doing whatever he can to find this demon cyborg by any means necessary. Though the people like anchoring him down. Webtoon spoilers alert. In the webtoon, he even thought about joining the Neo Heroes and stuff like that. Genos's respect for Saitama and his admiration for Saitama, and as well as the parentship that Dr. Crescento, I can't pronounce the fucking name, that the doctor provided him, are the reason why he's stable. You know what I'm saying? And that fits perfectly with Tatsumaki, almost, because Tatsumaki is always ready to burst because she's so defensive of Fubuki. So I think that even works even in that relationship perfectly, because Saitama will be protecting Genos from Tatsumaki and telling her that, Genos is a perfect person. He's a good guy. He's a good kid with sensational potential, and he always listens to his older elders. He always shows respect. He's always, you know what I'm saying? He'd be fighting in the corner of Genos to be like, Genos is a good guy. Like Fubuki and Genos would be perfect together type shit. You know what I'm saying? That's how I view it. I'm playing matchmaker here. I'm Cupid with the bow. You know what I'm saying? And then I think then Tatsumaki and Saitama again fit because of those strength levels. Obviously Saitama is infinitely stronger, but he can actually exert a little bit of something on Tatsumaki without hurting her type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if he flicked Fubuki, she's passed out. If she flicks Tatsumaki, she's fucking tanking it by some degree type shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's kind of the difference between them. And yeah, I just think that, personality wise, character wise, trait wise, if you look at the story, how the story is unfolding, I think it makes more sense for Genos to be with Fubuki and Tatsumaki to be with Saitama. What do you guys think though? Comment down below. Who you shipping? Who you going for? Have you caught up on One Punch Man? I know the webtoon has kind of stopped because actually the manga is like a year and a half away from the webtoon, I would say. Maybe a year and a half away, depending on, because sometimes like they release like every week, sometimes every 2 weeks, sometimes every 3 weeks. It's all over the place because they literally have no schedule. They're allowed to release whenever they want because it's so popular that Viz and all of these, they don't care. They're like, okay, do whatever you want. They don't have like a strict schedule, a strict regiment. And I know that one is rewriting a few bits and tweaking how certain characters are portrayed. I think Genos is getting more W's in the manga than he does in the webtoon, because in the webtoon he really doesn't do anything. He's still a fantastic character in the webtoon, don't get me wrong. I'm caught up in the webtoon as well. But I think the manga Genos is a bit better. But I think Garo is actually better in the webtoon. I thought it was more compelling in the webtoon. I think his story is still super compelling in the manga, but I think the fight, and the showcase, the fight in manga was absolutely beautiful, but I think, do you remember they had to do a redraw? The initial fight was pretty trash. Not even trash, it was super underwhelming, and then the second fight was wow when they redrew it. But yeah, I'm super excited just to see what happens next. I don't even know if One Punch Man will end up having any romance in it. I know there's like hints of it, but it's really hard to tell with one, because even with Mob Psycho, spoilers alert, there's no happy ending. She rejects him at the end. You know what I'm saying? And even though the world was ending, she still waited for him. So it's like, huh? And then I think she's like moving to a different school and shit. It's just, I don't know. It's one right romance in an intriguing way. It's a very intriguing way of doing it. It's usually subtle in the background, but it's there, and then the outcome usually has more to do with what the character needs, right? Like Mob needed that rejection because he was in love with an idea of a person that he knew as a little kid, and he never grew from that, and he needed to grow from that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think is going to be, and I think that's where Genos works with Fubuki, because he needs to grow from his revenge. He needs to let go of that. You know what I'm saying? I think he definitely will get his revenge, but he needs to move forward beyond that and start new family and new friends and new relationships outside of just Saitama. You know what I'm saying? So what you guys think? Comment down below. It's been your boy Supreme Cheater God. I'll try to make more One Punch Man videos. If you got any ideas, put it in the comment down below. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out.